Tangent formula. I need an example. See, that's not quite it. Like, that only counts because... Yeah, I guess tan does do that. But it still is, like, not exactly it. It probably... You all have probably named it multiple times, and I just don't remember. Actual math majors. I gotta... Okay, so story time. So, I took trig and calculus in high school. And I think in my school, trig and calculus were both AP programs. So, you just got, like, bonus credit towards your diploma. And I did get a... I want to say I got a 100 in trig and a 95 in calculus. And my teacher had me to sign up for our math club. The math club was me, one other kid, and the teacher. That was it. No one in our school was interested in math club at all. And they had a lot of faith in me. But what I don't think the teacher realized is that I'm really good at test taking. But I could not do just like solving equations for fun. I only solve equations for the actual task at hand. You can't just present me with like a problem and expect me to like work my way through it. I think I did one equation in the entirety of that semester with the teacher's help, of course. I didn't do it by myself. I wanted to do it, but it's like mentally to me there wasn't a direct answer that someone was looking for. It's almost like they just want you to do this convoluted thing, and then like that's the secret sauce to answer whatever the math magazine was coming out with. Getting a plug-in to display the gear for us. Wait, no, that's too complicated. I want you all to to just see it. I'm gonna try this graph real quick. -1 divided by x graph. Yes, that does it. So I assume people will say, yes, V, those are both asymptotes on both sides of the graph. But if you were to tell me I've heard of that word before, the answer is no. Okay, so asymptotic. But someone said it, so asymptotic is like just the general version of that kind of graph, but asymptote is like the noun, I'd imagine, right? That's the adjective. You need the noun. Okay, so those who've never seen Path of Exile before, it's a game. I won't say it's good, I won't say it's bad. I have clocked way too many hours in this game. I'm at 277 hours. I want to say 99% of those hours were just this patch alone. So I don't know when Forgotten Sanctum came out, but I put in too many hours. Literally too many. What we were doing when we started, please don't cringe at my inventory. I spent my first $5 in this game like a week ago. Is this standard? No, right? I'm playing Sanctum League, I believe. But yeah, I spent my first $5 in this game like 3 days ago because I couldn't stand having no inventory, and now all of a sudden I'm still full of all junk. It is literally junk. So The way how this started, this is Challenge League right now. Thank you if that's not what it is, definitely. Yeah, cool. So the way how this started, my original setup as a single self-fund, I think people call it, rather than I'm just going to buy stuff from other players. It's almost like a roguelike. I'm playing with whatever I find. Oh, I got Buster asking for me. It started off as Val Flicker. Yeah. I think this was the first thing that I ever found that was remotely decent. And I only played Val Flicker Strike along with regular Double Strike, I think. And then that evolved. Let me show you all. I am a whatever this is. Duelist, I guess. So Dex Duelist, Val Double Strike. No, Val Double Strike came later. So I was Val Flicker, and then eventually I got Val Double Strike, which turned into Strength with Cleave. Because I did a... I did a heist that gave me one of these. And I don't know what's good. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know what's good. I got a Phantasmal Cleave. So I started playing all Cleave with just the Val Double Strike as a single target, like, clear button. And then I got a Replica Dream Feather, which wants you to stack armor. So the build became armor stacking, where everything I wanted has to have armor on it. And then, very, very recently, in the last 5 days, in 200 hours, in the last 5 days, I got a Venopuncture, which does stuff on bleeding targets. Sorry, let me see what my cat wants. 1 second, everybody. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. It's starting to snow outside, and I'm trying to keep an eye on my phone. So I might actually have to step away if I get a phone call as well. So yeah. Like I said, the build, I think I'm actually skipping ahead. So it was exert. Hang on, a lot of stuff has happened. It was armor stacking, exert, heavy strike. I would say, like, in terms of my overall DPS number, my tip-top number so far has been heavy strike. And I hate heavy strike. It is probably the worst feeling attack in the entire game. The range is garbage. The animation is garbage. And you have to put in so many points into melee strike range just to make it feel good to use that I will do anything to not run it. So that being said, I recently started playing Frostblade because I just so happened to get like a random 20% hypothermia and some other weird stuff. So this is all like 3 days new. It's not at the damage number of heavy strike, pure physical heavy strike with impale. At this point, I have to like divest almost completely out of impale and focus purely on this Frostblade setup. And like Herald, like I had to opt out of like a lot of stuff over here. And it's fun. It's not done. Like to show how it's not done, like my Frostblade is only level 17. Like that's how long we've been playing it. Not very long at all. So to like show what it looks like, and like even my reservation, I think could be a little better. You all can't see, but I have 64 mana available to me. The clear itself, I mean, it's decent enough, at least for my purposes. Oh wow, I'm out of cartographies. That's weird. I had to get a new mouse too. But the only issue with this is that now my gear, like none of it supports this this Frostblade setup. Like I have to opt out of so many things here. Like I guess the bulwark's still fine, but there's so many better elemental things that I could tie into all of this. Why do you want bleed at all? So what's supposed to happen, quote unquote, is that bleeding enemies shatter. When enemies shatter, something else happens to them. When enemies shatter, they explode and deal AoE cold around them. And then we're also using ice to fire. So Herald of Ash, which isn't like super strong right now, it's only like level 5, is also in play at the same time. And again, as I said, this is not like the actual most damage I'm at. There's the phone. Sorry, 1 second, everybody. Okay. Try this one more time. So I'm just going to do this quick tier 11. Which is like, tier 11's nothing for most people, I assume. I've just been like dumping these in it. Like, I don't have any use for this kind of stuff. Sure, take 2. It's only gonna take 1. But for some reason, I can't unstack it. So yeah, like I said, the only reason why I am doing this is specifically to not play freaking Heavy Strike, because I am so tired of Heavy Strike right now. You need Call of the Void instead of that Venopuncture. Yeah, so as you're saying, this is solo self-fun. So for me to just like get stuff is a little different. I feel like I'm dropping freaking frames. This is what it means to stream Path of Exile? But yeah, every single monster I think is guaranteed to shatter on death. Which means every monster does the AoE explosion. Like, is that enough to make it a viable build? I don't know. It's not max level right now. This is purely for entertainment purposes. I have 2 kill buttons. One is Val, what is this? Val Ancestral War Chief. A kill button to me is like, oh, boss here, let me press this button. Okay, boss gone. I use this third-party program thanks to Zalacid and Speedy Rabbit telling me to use Path of Builder? Build of Exile? I don't know the name for sure. I just call it POV. Am I dead? Rare, not dead. Yeah, it says I'm at like 90 FPS, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. But yeah, when it comes to like this actual season of Path of Exile, there's the Forgotten Sanctum. And Sanctum itself is supposed to give you, hang on, these things. And at one point I was using one that increases increases exert damage by like 40%. So when I was doing Heavy Strike, I was leaning into these war cries. I had like additional exert damage, but according to Path of Builder, the amount of uptime of my, so like I do war cry, and then I have, y'all can't see, I have 8 attacks. At most I was at like 10 attacks, but it's still like I attack too fast for that number to really matter. So really, I'm just doing war cries because it's giving me armor. Just for the armor stacking. Have I used Curse? So, previously, I was doing Mark on hit something. I don't remember what. And I decided to opt out of that because I went with this cast on damage taken Blood Rage. Which, as long as the Blood Rage activates, it's like always active. And we're armor stacking, so I feel like I can take as many hits as I want. Give me myself using these flasks. Do you mean the double sulfurs? The only other utility flasks I've seen, there's one that like spawns worms or something. I'm gonna show you what's in there. You all are gonna laugh. This is why I wanted to do this check-in, because I thought it would be like super interesting. One of those flasks removes regen. Life recovery from flask also applies to energy shield. Life recovery from flask also applies to energy shield. I thought it was just it does both. Zealot's Oath. Okay. Life regeneration is applied to energy shield instead. Okay, so that one is pain. But only during the effect as a copium. Okay. So like the ones that I get are can't gain mana, no soul gain, I don't know what wards are. I've never seen that before. I just got this like yesterday. Onslaught, but I have permanent onslaught thanks to onslaught while fortified. I want to say that's it so far. Is that a squire? What's a squire? Is this the roguelike mode? I'm going through like some, oh wow, some example stuff before I do anything like that. How do I activate that? F1? Okay, F1. Yeah, what's... Oh, oppressor? What item filter am I using? I just went to the website, hit less strict, I think, and left it. There was, at one point, someone told me, I think it was Speedy, told me that I should make sure that gems are dropping so that I can corrupt gems, and now I have all of this junk clogging my inventory. So it's like, it's a little interesting. So, could I swap this out? Sure. I don't know what I would swap it out for, though. How do I get rid of that? Oh, more F1. So yeah, the roguelike portion, if I get to an actual thing, I'll go into it. I don't think I've actually done that with this blade build. That was still while using heavy. So like, this is the main issue, is that this only kills mobs. It does nothing for single target. It's almost like it does less damage because I need things to die to do damage. It's kind of weird. It's like the little swirly when the monster dies. I think that's where half of my damage is. And none of it is in like the actual hit. How do I play without Quicksilver? What's Quicksilver? Is that move speed? Oh my god. I guess that doesn't work if you have V-Sync on. Water detail level? Not water on this map, right? Wait, why did that make a big difference? Wait, there is water on this map. So yeah, all I've been doing for the last 2 days is trying to level up my Frostblade. Just to have, or whenever I get bored of freaking, what do you call it? Heavy Strike, which is like already right now. But typically, like, I usually don't have to spam health pot this much with Heavy Strike. Yeah, That, I feel like, is new tech. I swear I've never seen that I wasn't regenning before I changed the build out. Someone was asking if I'm doing the roguelike mode. That's this right here. I'm fairly confident I'm like ready to lose. Resolve loss. Bunch of stuff here. I feel like I don't need that. I haven't done Sanctum with Frost. This should be bad. Because as I said, like, I don't actually do damage unless something else dies. I don't know what hit me just then. Playing melee in Sanctum is like god awful. I hate it. I've gotten exactly 1 win in Sanctum so far, and that was purely from like spamming tier 1 maps until the final biome, where I did like tier 10 maps, only to see what the ending looks like. As far as I know, that's just like the first one. I have to do more. Sanctum with Frost should be awful because there's barely any mobs. Yeah, so like I said, this I've never taken into here. You all are seeing it at the same time as me for the first time. This might kill me.
My spirit is spent.
And I have to defeat all guards. Feels bad. I don't even freeze this stuff. That's the worst part. I don't even know if Sanctum monsters can be frozen. Does anybody know? I feel like I'm gonna see me die here. What is she talking about? So yeah. If you do 81 level Sanctum, I think that's when Lycia can drop Eternal Damnation. And what's Eternal Damnation? You need to either crit or proc freeze some other way. Yeah, so from what I read, yeah, I'm due for an amulet. This one is specifically for my old setup, where we have full HP because I'm spamming Molten Shell, assuming they don't do a spell on me. For me to go back to the old setup, it's not hard. Even is this thing? What in the world did the giant spider? You have to get at least tier 14 maps to do Final Form. Okay. Wow. I could maybe do tier 14 Sanctum. That's a big maybe. Honestly, I think the only reason why I even won the one I had was I had, wow. Isn't this good? Isn't this mace like an actual I-tier mace that people actually use? Yeah, so if I were to hazard a guess, at least on POB put the heavy strike setup at 250k, which I know is like nothing because people are rocking 4 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil. And this thing is probably at 180k on multi-target. On single target, it's even worse than that. But I don't know if it can really account for Herald. But I don't know if people do that. If they have like specific stuff just for mapping. Don't trust POB too much. I can't trust the in-game DPS, that's for sure. Yeah, so, right. I think this is like a mapping only build. And then I actually need to kill the boss somehow. Am I dead here? That's gross.
I can't do this just yet.
Like god awful.
My spirit is spent.
This flask, why? I guess I could probably just take it off, right? Like it doesn't have to actually be there. But again, like I don't think I've ever had an issue with it when I was using Heavy Strike. I know there can't be a difference. Unless I was using something that for some reason didn't dunk my regen. Or maybe I just, maybe I had a ton of lifesteal. This doesn't stack, just the raw 40% doesn't stack. And sorry, you said that you asked about Quicksilver as a flask, but I don't know what Quicksilver is. Did you happen to say what the Quicksilver is? Yeah, but I guess what's the effect on Quicksilver's flask? Sorry. As someone who, as you all can imagine, think of me as someone who just installed the game. It is just move speed. I feel like, and I'm also missing, so before I was running Spike Bulwark, that's new. I don't really like it, but I was using a, so I have Permanent Onslaught, but I also had the, not Keystone, Notable? I think you all call it a Notable. There's one that like doubles the effect of Onslaught. So I was using that for a while. Plus like Frenzy. So like I feel like I don't need move speed unless it does something more than move speed. Unless you all are saying, no, V, like this ain't speed. You have not seen speed in this game. If you want to see some speed, let me load up my stream real quick. Some kind of minion thing, I imagine. I only ever get minion stuff. Move speed per frenzy. Regenerate life per energy charge. Increase duration? That's funny. Why is this an int? This doesn't look like something that could be for int. You can roll it to also give attack speed? So is that like the, is that this thing? Instilling orbs to get something like attack speed? I don't think I've ever seen a stat. It's a suffix. Huh. Yeah, either way, like what you all see is what I have. So far, anyway. Use augmentation orbs. What's an augmentation orb? Aug. Oh, these things? I don't think I've ever used a single one of these a day of my life. All I ever do is spam alterations. Oops. Oh. Kind of redundant. Wait, do I have one for this? No. Okay. See, that's an unknown unknown. Well, a known unknown, because you all know it and I don't. As if all of this stuff in my inventory, too, that probably will never see play. Share endurance charges with party members, never gonna happen. Lose HP per second. I already get endurance charges when I get hit. I don't remember from what, though. Yeah, I just hoard stuff. It's bad. Ah, right. I forgot I actually ran out of gem space. I know the argument is you can just buy gems later. But I play something and like I like it for a little while. And I don't want to lose that like 3 hours. There might be gems that won't see play.
Watch your back.
Let me give some examples in here. So a lot of supports, things like Val Cleave, I got only after I was using Phantasmal Cleave, which, by the way, why? %50 chance to destroy corpses on kill. I used this thing for probably like 50 hours of Path of Exile. What's the point of destroying corpse on kill? Does that have any practical use? I tried to Google it. The only thing people said is that it helps keep your frames per second up. Like you're gonna drop frames. Oh, you all can't see, but I have my FPS up here. You're gonna drop frames. Corpse effects don't activate from enemies. Enemies do that. Besides just like summon zombie. I thought that was just like they spawn zombies out of nowhere. Corpse explosion. Okay, that's fair. War Banner. Level 1. 20%. Lancing Steel. I used this for probably about an hour. And I hated it. Like, compare that to the other steel. Splitting Steel. Splitting Steel felt so much better than that. Projectiles. Enemies who throw projectiles on you on death. Okay. Yeah. They explode in spikes. I don't feel like I've ever gotten hurt by that. Sword attacks deal 20% damage with ailments, 20% physical damage with swords. Physical damage over time multiplier, that's bleed, right? Increased damage over time, flash charge up, life and mana. Interesting. Yeah, and still the armor stacking is... Okay, so before I use this thing was just for this Frostblade build, which, to be fair, doesn't necessarily need level 15 Pierce on your Frostblade. Maybe not. What I was using prior to that was just a very simple Crusader plate, which, funny enough, has less armor than this thing. So, like, eventually, I would like... I still don't have... Okay, so the other thing for playing Path of Exile is I have struggled to get a 6-link armor. Every single 6-link armor I have found is corrupted. And I have only ever found one single corrupted color changer thing. And even then, like, I also would need to plus this up because we're armor stacking. So this has like half the armor of anything else. So not only does this have to be plus 20, it needs to have, like, for heavy strike, ideally like 3 red minimum. So like, it's stuff like that. I don't have whatever the craft is for 6 linking myself. I think that comes from a tier 15 map, which I haven't done much of. You can make it 30%. I assume that's from... Oh, I don't think I have plus quality to corrupted stuff. I know that's a thing. I don't think I have it. You don't need tainted currency. Spin vowels on it to change colors? In what, craft? Oh, wow. I did not know this was here. Okay, that certainly helps. I thought this was like, honestly, I just look up here, okay, it's all red, I walk away. That's interesting. Why have the tainted currency when you can just do this instead? Like, yeah, it's a lot of vowels, but what are you using vowel orbs for anyway? I'm just spamming them to try to get rid of them. So yeah, we have a plate on 6 slot. I've sold, I think, 2. I've NPC'd, as a matter of fact, 2 tabula rasas already. Because it's not armor. Oh, a matter of fact, this 20 orb of fusing, I think, was from a tabula rasa. Now that I think about it. So, trying to think of what else has been going on. Sometimes better if you need off color. But it's not like, or I guess I'm missing crafts, because all the crafts are like at most 3 of one color. So the other thing is that I'm stacked on these offerings to the goddess. As far as I know, at some point, I should be able to do higher level labyrinths. And that I have not found yet. So whenever I do Aspirant's Plaza, it's at level 75, which does allow me to get small buffs like Herald of Ash Mana Reservation. But as far as I know, I can't increase my Ascension, this thing, until I do the next tier of Labyrinth. Which I don't even know if I have, I don't know where the little tablet is that tells you your progress. You're not using Herald of Ash, though? I am. It's on right now, as a matter of fact. And that's like a day old. I only just recently equipped that. Only because I have 75% free reduction on it. If you need, say, 5 of a color, and the craft only goes up to 3, you'll find it very hard to get the other 2. Yeah, so I guess you would use the Tainted Chromes for that. The last lab doesn't have trial progress. I think when I'm going through maps, there's a little tablet that pops up and lets me do like one of those things, which I want to say it's maybe 4 out of 5, but I can't show you all that because the game, I mean, maybe the game has that information somewhere. Is it here? No, it's not. That's not real progress? Alright, never mind then. TIL. That's another issue about this game. Every time I log into this game, it's another TIL. Something that I had no idea. All of a sudden is a thing. So I assume when people play this game, at least when they're streaming, they're showcasing their map clearing capability. And then I don't know what they do after that. I guess they do bosses. Maybe I'm showing you like how I craft. Oh, snap, we got like whatever. I don't even know what that looks like from my side. Everything is just, it's pure poverty. Like we're missing an amulet in this build. I'm missing, you all are actually gonna cry when you see this. So, in the heavy strike setup, the heavy strike setup was maxed on resistances and my chaos was at like 30%. In the Frost Blast setup, Frost Blade, is actually better than it used to be. 2 days ago, this was like 50, 60, 60, and the chaos hasn't been touched. Now it's at least, we're capped on 2 of them. And to be fair, like we have like 4 permanent endurance. So like this is pretty much capped anyway, but the chaos is because my amethyst ring is like unusable because I'm not willing to take off my Venters, because my Venters is like really good, I think. And of course the the bleed shatter, which doesn't really work on bosses, mind you. It just increases damage to bleeding on bosses. You need to catalyst Venters. You need to catalyst Venters. Do you have any? No. I am out of resistance catalyst. I've even resorted to like selling off any of the which is funny. I don't know what I spent all of my resistance ones on, but maybe I just really didn't have that many. It's funny, like I enjoy the idea of you all shouting out stuff and I have no idea what you're talking about. I think that's the first time I actually knew what you were talking about. There's also the Embers, the Eldritch, and Eater of Worlds. I think this one, the poison obviously we can get rid of. This is probably the closest I have to something that's actually, and I know it's like tier F, but that's at least 16% bonus damage. And then, not that, it's my armor. My armor is another 5 resist and 15 global damage. So like that, like all of that heavy strike stuff is still better than everything. Have you ran all your metamorph fragments? These things? Brains, livers, etc.? I assume that's what you're talking about. If you mean... Yeah, so I don't get hearts or livers. I think I've seen 2 hearts in the entirety of my time playing this game. I've spawned the thing twice. If you have a bunch of catalysts, you can exchange them for the stuff you want. Here. Okay, so exchange a stack of catalysts of a different type. Oh, wow. I've been NPCing my catalysts to get like a random chance at getting another catalyst. So that's good tech. Good to know, good to know. I've really never done anything with this at all. I guess it would have been faster if I just grabbed a brain and tossed it in here and see what it does. I don't see the recipe, though. You can open your stash from that bench. Okay, that I did know. Just to say that. I just forgot. Change a stack of... What would it constitute as? I thought you were looking for... I can change these into hearts. That's what I need. I need hearts and lungs. Which never drop. I've seen exactly 2 hearts and 2 lungs in the entirety of the time I've played this game. I'd also like to show you all my very pleasant tree here. Whenever I look at people on POB Ninja, which is apparently another website that I need to keep an eye on, people are like all the way up here, like they go from Duelist and then go straight up to the moon, somewhere over here, or they'll go like down the middle, grab this thing, Magebane, and then like go all the way up to some elemental thing up here. I don't think I've ever seen a Duelist over here. I don't know what's wrong with this area, but people seem to not like it for some reason. So what I have is just armor and damage. I actually nerfed some of my own life to run Frostblade. It's mostly bows there, but there's like projectile stuff. That's not just bow. And I feel like people run, there's like Venom projectile builds. But again, whenever I go on POB, it's like no one runs that kind of stuff. Everyone's just running the same bow builds that are elemental for some reason. Venom Geyer. Yeah, that sounds... I assume that's right. Let's, okay, so let me show just the capability. Do I have a 15? I have 3 15s. Oh my god, like I don't even want to spin these. That's how not confident I am right now. Shh. Okay, a basic 15 with literally nothing on it. Impossible to lose, they say. Crap, I didn't hit. I should have hit someone not Maven, but it's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. There's cold damage on the right side, so it's far. That's it's like 6 points to get up here. More than that. What I would like to do is get rid of my bulwark to pick up this thing. The only issue, and again, everything in this game is an issue. I don't have the reds. I don't think I have blues either. I might have some blues. So like oils, I am in oil poverty right now. I'm using like the fake knockoffs on Amazon. You're trying to buy tea tree oil organic. Instead, all you get is like baby oil or canola oil. Like you think you got the good stuff, but all you got is straight great value Walmart brand oil. I don't think I can run the points to get up there. That was sick. Change those 3 points at the start of the tree. Wait. Hang on. Change the 3 points at the start of my general tree? Up here? How would I path down? This is armor. I'm extremely interested in hearing. So this is just like physical damage, but it's also life and stuff. I don't think you can change this all that much. And then this is where most of my survivability comes from, is like right in this general area. People often go the shorter route of the 3 attribute nodes. Oh, to like save. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, to go where though? Yeah, it's tough because I think I need the bravery and the art of the gladiator. So like if I were to just go this way, the only thing I'm losing, well, I'm losing a lot, I feel, just to get strength. Which I don't think the strength, and I guess like it's not really point for point that you're thinking about. It's like how do you access the rest of your tree, which is what's more important. Laughing at me? And that laughed at me too, it's fine. So yeah, there's Herald of Action. So they're actually, like there's a little, this is the struggle right here. Does Molten Shell heal? It does. I just wanted to check. Oops. Oh crap, we can't run that. I need, okay, so the other thing that I need is that my headgear has like most of my stuff in it, and like I want to run this anomalous flesh and stone because it gives me 9% armor. Like again, this isn't like exactly where we're at on the heavy strike setup. I'm only at 51,000 armor. Are you using Grace? What in the world is that? Is that an aura? Similar to, is that like anger? I think that's a 50% reservation if it's anger or pride.
Spirit is spent.
Wait, are these mine? Oh, they are mine. Use Grace and take Iron Reflexes. So I took off Iron Reflexes because, hang on, I have a reason why. I was running Iron Reflexes for a long time. All right, skeletal army. Okay, so I took off Iron Reflexes because I got something. Okay, yeah. So we got Vanguard Belt, which is our permanent onslaught. This thing gives you attack damage per whatever's lower between armor and evasion. So when I put it into POB claims that the attack difference is like less than 1% between having Iron Reflexes and not, because the armor stack is instead, we're getting evasion out of it. So it actually increased my, this game is so freaking dumb, I swear. It increased my health, my like, what would you call it? I guess my variable health. It increased my variable health by increasing my evasion. Or else, if I remove all my evasion, I get like 1% extra damage and then lose all of that assumed health. So I was like, okay, fair. Like, if I use a different belt, if I decide, all right, I don't really care for the onslaught anymore, then yeah, we could go back to Iron Reflex. That was like the one time I actually used POV and it mattered. I can't kill this thing. Is this an Exile? Is this a Path of Exiles? How do I kill him? Do I just stand here? Oh no! Struggle. Now, if I had Heavy Strike, would this be better? I promise you it would be. But I just hate Heavy Strike. It just feels awful to play. If there was any other strike that was pure physical, I think I was saying this before, my ultimate goal in this game would be to have a pure physical strike that doesn't feel god-awful to attack. This is an example. This feels great. It's just not pure physical. It's cold. And I feel like that's balance almost. Like, yes, we won't allow you to play pure physical if you want to actually have fun. Wait, was that the boss? I thought that was just a random Exile. Okay. Here's a random Exile for you. Where's my health going? Rip health? Is that chaos damage? I assume if I'm getting one tapped by Exiles, it's chaos damage. Oh, I guess, well, I can't leave yet. When I leave, I'll check to see what Grace is. But the issue right now is it's, I am running out of reservation. So while I would love to use Pride or Anger or Grace, it seems to be not possible. But I don't know. I am saying that as someone who has like no hours in this game. I'm a noob. Grace for evasion and then convert into armor. I wonder what that's like for my survivability. I think at some point POV, like, oh, there's probably a cap on it, right? How would I know if I'm at armor cap? If there is a thing. There has to be. A game like this must have an armor cap. There is no armor cap? Are you kidding me? I don't even look at this gear. I don't know if I should be. I guess the only thing I would realistically grab is armor. Helmet. Level 83. No, it's like just armor. At some point it becomes so big that you really don't care about getting more of it though. For armor. It's just, I guess it's for defense standpoint. But my armor is my DPS, sort of. But no, I think that's actually not just a sword. I think that's real. Oh, there's your Quicksilver. But like, I have 3 Frenzy, and Onslaught. Oh, maybe that's not all that fast, but I promise you. Oh, we don't have Blood Rage. Once the Blood Rage kicks in, Resumer. Wait. Oh, that thing. Oh my god. I don't know if I want to fight
My spirit is spent.
this. Wow. I can't see. So yeah. Normal players don't bother with anything further than 50k, but replica Dream Feather players hit a couple mil. And what's unfortunate, I guess, when you're not playing solo self-fun, and you can buy one of those. I think ideally they run 2 of them dual-wielded, because I guess like there's nothing that's gonna compare to that in a shield. Like, maybe you have the Infinite Warcry shield setup, but having 2 Dream Feathers is, like, incredibly huge. But obviously, like, I don't have that. Where's my attack speed? Okay, so partly why I can't freeze anything, I think people said that to freeze a monster, you must do like a % of his max HP. We'll just say like 5%. If you can do 5% of the monster's HP, it can get frozen. And I don't even think I'm doing 1%.
I can't do this just yet.
But like, usually I don't die to most stuff. I just don't often have the damage. So like, Sanctum is tough because the longer that some of those guards stay alive, the worse it is. Bosses. I think the worst fights I've had in this game was against... So the Maven summons some kind of star creature. It's like it's straight out of Final Fantasy XIV. It summons some kind of person, and it's on a rotating arena where one side of the arena is fire, the other side of the arena is ice, and you have to like dance between both, or else you have too many stacks. And then it alternates between fire attacks and ice attacks. But the problem is that the fire attacks do no damage regardless, and the blizzard that does kills you even if you have max everything, including the in-battle reduction. Like, I only just started using this flask specifically because of Black Star Fight. Because I was so tired of getting frozen and then DPS down. Assuming I live Meteor Storm. That's already asking for a lot. Is living through Meteor Storm. XP is worthless because I'm just gonna die. Quantity. Regeneration, we can't do that because we don't do enough damage. Monsters hits can freeze, that's fine. I assume I'm doing this the right way. Well, okay, so they heal 30% sounds like a lot. I don't think I can actually kill them if they heal 30%. Base ward equal to 20% of their maximum life. I assume that's shielding or something. Bleeding should be fine. I can't even go up there. I just need the chest, to be perfectly honest. And like, I don't even bother going for weaponry Because nothing's gonna replace my Dream Feather. Unless there's another Dream Feather. Like, I'm too deep. Why is freeze a problem? I think I meant freeze is not a problem. Yeah, which is why I went for it. If I said it is, I apologize. What is a problem is them healing. Like, I can't have them heal. Or else I'll be here forever. Assuming they even die in the first place. Oh, too far? Aggro something else? Where'd you even come from? I thought I cleared everything. Ah, that's my accuracy. Yeah, where is my accuracy? I'm actually, I can't get my mana back because I can't hit it. Interesting. This is so sad. Every single attack just missed. I think I'm probably doing more via reflect. And also the totems are probably doing all the damage. Wow. He did it. So yeah, when I play Path of Exile, my whole goal, like, obviously I want to climb. I want to be able to do more damage. So, like, it's to get to the next tier of content, which to me right now is just, like, the next map up, which also means, like, Eaters and Searing Exarchs. Also Heist. Also Delve. I haven't done really any Delve at all. Stuff is all worthless. Or rather, like, I don't really know what I'm looking at, but the chance of me using any of that, near zero. Somehow I missed this. All right. Good stuff, good stuff. I did not actually press my new flask button at all. Wait, quality. Oh no. I don't think I can go back, right? I don't know if I get anything from the quality flasks. %38 additional resistances during effect. Sure. And then you should probably do utilities. Reused at the end of the flask effect. That sounds fun. So yeah, that's how I play this game. What's my Pantheon? Oh, the Y button. So I haven't gotten any more. I used to get these all the times. The little bottles to hold a boss in. I used to get those constantly. Now I seem to not get them. So the only thing I've been running is this that reduces damage taken. It's physical, so I probably don't need to do this anymore once I start armor stacking. And then this one was borderline mandatory because I could not for the life of me fight a monster without flasks. So I feel like this has to stay. Need to get antifreeze. I have that, right? That's this one. It's reduced effect on freeze. I guess it's not like fully anti, but it has another like 56 on it. I assume it's fine. But yeah, if I wasn't using this one, which reduced physical, that's not terrible, I suppose. 10% chance to avoid projectiles. If projectiles count as elemental, then that's fine. But percent physical damage reduction, I feel like I don't need. I already can't be stunned. It's interesting though. Stun is always paired with block recovery. So I'm not sure how that works. So yeah, like as far as a major god, I don't really care for what I see, except maybe between these two still. Chance to have reduced area damage, which I assume counts for elementalism. So yeah, that's my Path of Exile. I would like to have the Frost Blades be something at some point. Eventually, I'll go back to Heavy Strike until I find a physical strike build that isn't painful to play. Their other option was to play like a bleed one, but things like puncture and all that stuff, it doesn't really hit super hard, I feel. It's all damage over time builds, which I'm not really building into Dot. It was more so just a bonk, and that's it. So yeah, should probably stop here. Again, big thank you to bearing with me through the pain of Exile. I know a lot of people like this game. I can say I like the game. There are other games out there. Diablo 4 is around the corner. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to choose not to play that. Last Epoch just had their beta over the weekend. I struggled a little bit in that game because it starts off on rails for the most part, compared to Path of Exile and Diablo, where it's like, it feels like those kind of games from the very start with randomized map generation of sorts. But I feel like the beginning, at least the first 2 hours of Last Epic, was very straight and narrow, which turned me off a little bit. I'm sure 4 hours then it'll feel much better. And I'm sure there's all kinds of other Grim Darks, etc. out there that are great. But right now, most of my time is in Path of Exile. You should get freeze immunity from Pantheon and then replace the flask, I assume. Again, there's always room for improvement. That's one thing I like about this game. The only thing that I think is kind of set is that Dream Feather, only because I've gone through other swords already, and I cannot reach the damage number, no matter what I do. I assume I'm just in too deep. But yeah, very cool stuff. Again, thank you all for staying up with me. I'm sure a lot of you, for some of you, the sun has risen. But for others, it is extremely late where you are. So I hope you have a good night, good day, good evening, good whatever, wherever you are. Tomorrow we will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Dream Feather's really not good at all. You just have nothing better. Yeah, so it's like, how do I get something better? You have to get lucky, right? So I'm almost thinking of it as a roguelite of sorts. I have to literally play the item that drops, and according to POB at least, and even the in-game DPS, no physical swords, because everything I have is like in sword damage. Everything pales in comparison to our armor stacking right now. But hey, as much as I love having better stuff, I'm having fun with what we have. We're climbing. But yeah, we are going to end it here. Big thanks to everyone tuning in today. Next time we're on, we'll be doing Try Me. We have at least one new roguelike in line for tomorrow. Possibly two, depending on what comes down the pipeline. And I'm gonna say that's it. Classic ender screen here. Thank you for all the bits, follow, subs, raids coming through as well. Much appreciated from each and every one of you. The only thing I can have you all do now is have a good night or a good day. But either way, you all have a good one. And I will see everyone on the... Oh, socials first. Socials, Twitter, Discord, YouTube. New videos every single week. But I will see you all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Follow the channel if you aren't already. That way you get notified if you go live. Also, keep up on YouTube. Good stuff coming up this week. I promise. But you all have a good one. I'll catch you all on tomorrow's stream. Good night, everybody.